Hello and welcome to the December 2022 market report for real estate. And I know Christmas parties are back again and you're going to be wanting to talk about something everybody inevitably talks about: real estate. So we all know interest rates have gone up. That's obviously affected a lot of the real estate activity. Newspaper media, they love to talk about real estate. There's a lot of doom and gloom out there. However, don't forget, it's very neighborhood dependent. So let's jump right into the numbers and see what's happening. Total transactions year over year. Wow. Basically fell by 50%. So there's 50% fewer transactions than there were a year ago. No surprise, because we all know that interest rates went up, and real estate's also a very psychological game. That put a lot of people out of the picture in terms of doing transactions, buying and selling. Okay, so seasonally adjusted, this is what's interesting. It's only down by 2.4%. So all of these numbers are obviously correlated. So if we look at the total new listings year over year, there's 11% fewer listings than there were last year. That comes as no surprise. A lot of sellers are thinking, I think I'm going to wait. Everybody likes to wait and see what the market does. If a seller's not really motivated, they're going to think, okay, I'm going to see if as soon as the interest rates level off or even potentially decrease, which could happen in the springtime, then I'm going to relist my house. The one thing you have to remember as a buyer, that what do you think is going to happen when the Bank of Canada says, okay, we're going to not increase the interest rates, or we're going to decrease the interest rates? My prediction, because real estate is really psychological, and everybody kind of has a the market has a pack mentality. They're going to go rushing back into the market, and you're going to see a change. You're going to see a more aggressive market, and it's going to reverse from a buyer's market back to a seller's market. I think right now is a great opportunity for first-time home buyers to look for opportunities out there. You can make conditional offers. The list price is not the selling price, so just remember that. If you look for properties that have been on the market for a while and that you have a motivated seller, there is an opportunity there. So please keep that in mind. So if we look at average selling price, of course, obviously it's down. It's down by 7.2, and these are for all home types in Toronto. It's down by 7.2%. Now this is interesting. Seasonally adjusted, it actually went up 0.3%. So what this tells me when I look at this is the market is leveled off and it's adjusted to the increased interest rates. So, we could say that it's the correction has happened in terms of declining home prices. So the sky's not falling. People are talking about massive decreases in home prices. I haven't seen it in the Toronto market. Perhaps it's definitely happened in other markets. Certainly outside of the GTA, I've seen that happen. So sales to new listing ratio is one of my favorite numbers. So if you're looking at a balanced market is between 40 and 60%. Below 40% is a buyer's market, and above 60% is a seller's market. And we've never really seen it come down below 60% for the last 10 years. I mean, look at it. Last year, it was basically 90% at this time last year, and now it's at 51%. So we're definitely in a balanced market, and balanced again between 40 and 60%. So that's the absorption rate. So when a lot of listings get put out onto the market, is there enough buyers to pick them up? And right now it's at 50%. So the thing in Toronto that's absorbing the effective interest rate is buyer demand. We're all reading about a housing shortage, and the provincial governments and the federal government trying to fix that. I don't think they can really fix it in Toronto. You can't build enough houses to satisfy the demand. And don't forget, we're also seeing huge influx of immigrants coming to Toronto, and they're all eligible within a year to buy a home because they work on the point system and they're going to be eligible for mortgages. And there's not enough homes to absorb the influx coming to Toronto. And they're also seeing a massive increase in rent, has gone up by 20%. If you rent any building that's 2018 or newer, there's no rent control on that. So that's a whole other discussion. If you're interested in knowing more about that, just reach out. I'd be happy to talk about that with you. So if we look at year over year, property days on market, no surprise that obviously it's up substantially. Everybody was used to, and homes being sold in within 7 days. It gets listed on a Tuesday or Wednesday, hold back on offers, and then even if a bully offer comes in over the weekend, the thing is gone, and in the blink of an eye, before this for sale sign was even noticed, that place is gone. Not happening anymore. So average days on market is 33%. 33 days, and that's property days on market. So then when they relist, change terminate the listing and bring it back on the market again, that is all added up into this figure, which is a more real number in terms of how long it's on the market. So home price index, for the first time we're seeing, that line has gone up for the last 20 years, and this past year we're actually seeing a little ski hill. I'd call it a beginner's slope. So those are basically the numbers for all of GTA. Now, what I always like to look at is, most of us and all of my clients pretty much live in the 416 area code. So if we look at the average price of a detached house, it's still sitting at just above 1.5 million. Semi is at just under 1.2. Townhouses are just under 900, and condos are at about $700,000. Now, what's really interesting is to look at the percent change in average price. So semis went down the most, got hurt the most. They were down 17%. Detached was down 13%. Now this is interesting. Townhouses actually went up 1.4%. Condos barely suffered, 1.5%. The reason is they're the lowest hanging fruit, so that's where they're going to be affected by all of the demand. So what I'm reading into this, though, if you were living in a condo right now and your value has been protected because of the demand, there's an opportunity here. If you were thinking about upsizing, or you wanted to move into a semi, go from a condo to a semi or a detached home, don't you think that now would be a really good time to do that? Because your equity has been protected, it hasn't depreciated, and yet if you sell it and you're buying into a home that has gone down in value, so you're taking advantage of that reduced price. So something to think about if you're considering upsizing. It'd be worth looking at the market right now for something like that. If you'd like to know more about that, or is it something that you're considering, feel free to reach out. I'd be happy to help you. So that basically is a very quick synopsis of what's happening in the market. And if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to me. Here's my number. Where is my number? There it is. And if you're looking to know if you want to know what the stats are in your immediate neighborhood or area, I could provide that for you as well. And also, if you're looking to do a home evaluation, you're wondering what your home is worth in today's market, I could do a customized plan for you. Anyways, don't forget, you're in good hands with Johans. Have a wonderful holiday with your family. That's my seasonal salute. And yeah, it's family time. So enjoy the snow. And if you have any questions, I'd be happy to help you. You're in good hands with Johans.